Checkmate.
Well, niece, you have me again.
Signor Leonato!
I read in this letter that Don Pedro Aragon comes this night from the scene.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
Have you lost many men in this action?
But few of any sort, none of pain.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I read here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by God. He had borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
Well, he hath an uncle here in Messina who will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him.
Or did he break into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. How much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping.
I pray you, has Signor Montanto returned from these wars or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
How many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meek with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars. And a good soldier, too, lady.
And a good soldier too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merit of war betwixt her and Signor Benedict. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. But, I pray you, who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easy possible. He wears his faithful at the fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were I would burn my study. But, I pray you, is there no young squarer now that will make the voyage with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato, are you to come meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain, but when you depart from me, sorrow abides and comfort takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. Think this is your daughter?
My mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no.
You have it full, Benedict.
Well, if Signor Leonato be her father, then she would not have his head on her shoulders for all of Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you would still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? But it is certain I am loved by all the ladies, only you excepted. And I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would have else been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God, and my cold blood, I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Well, God, keep your ladyship still in that mind. So some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse had 'twas such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
Well, I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep in your way. In God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here for at least a month. He hardly prays that some occasion may detain us longer.
My lord, being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I think I am not of many words, but I think.
Well, please let your grace lead on.
We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked upon her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Dost thou question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she is too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that if she were other than she was, she were unhandsome. And being no other than she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Dost thou buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow.
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Look, there's her cousin, and if she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary if Hero would be my wife.
Has it come to this? May I never see a bachelor of 80 again. Don Pedro's returned to sea.
Gentlemen, what secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonatos?
I would, your grace, constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
On my allegiance, he is in love. With who now? That is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she is worthy, nor know how she should be loved, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her the most humble thanks. But I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, and all women shall pardon me. I will die bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With hunger, with sickness, with anger, my lord, not with love.
Well, as time shall try. In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns, set them on my forehead, and let me be so vilely painted in such great letters as they write, here is good horse to hire. And let them signify under the sign, here you may see Benedict, the married man.
Signor Benedict, prepare to Leonatos, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost enough matter in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you. Examine your conscience. Farewell.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn. Any hard lesson may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. Now I am returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to war.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her father, and thou shalt have her.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no love's grief by his complexion.
'Tis once thou lovest, and I shall fit thee with the remedy. Now I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I unclasp my heart, taking her hearing prisoner of the strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father I will break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
My lord, why are you thus out of measure sad?
There's no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have stomach and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy and attend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man his humor.
Yea, but you should not make the full show of this, for you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible that you should take the true route, but by the fair weather that you make yourself.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me. What news, Baraccio?
Your brother. The prince is royally entertained by Master Leonardo, and I bring you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any bottle to build mischief on?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who, the most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
Proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
On Leonardo's daughter, Hero.
How came you to this?
I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo fair Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give it to sweet Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Shall we prove us to be done?
We'll wait on your lordship.
Was Count John not here at supper?
I saw him not.
How tautly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburn an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one, too like an image and says nothing. The other, too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half of Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half of Don John's melancholy in Signor Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man could win any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thyself a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
Lord, I cannot endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
Well, then you may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, then go you into hell.
No, but to the gate. And there will the devil meet me and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for maids. So to St. Peter's for the heavens I go, and there he shows me where the bachelors sit, and we live as merry as the day is long.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father.
Yes, Faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or make another curtsy and say, Father, as it please me.
I will one day see you fitted with a husband, niece.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, Uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
The Lord was the whimpering brother, make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please,
And when please you to say so?
when I like your favor.
Well, I would that you did like me.
So would not I, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you all the better. May the heroes cry amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done.
You are Senor Antonio.
At a word, I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
I tell you true, I counterfeited.
You are he. You are he.
At a word, I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I would not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to none. You are he. Graces will appear and begs an aid.
What's it?
Will you not tell me who you are?
No, you shall put on me.
Have you seen Senor Benedict?
I pray you up. What is he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Oh, not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. His only gift is in devising impossible slanders. The commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. I'm sure he is in the fleet, or would he have boarded me?
Oh, when I see this gentleman, I will tell him what you say.
Do. We must follow the leader.
Oh, an every good thing.
Surely my brother is amorous on Hero. He hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are not you Senor Benedict?
You know me well, I am he.
Senor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her, for she is no equal to his birth. You may play the part of the honest man in it.
How know you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore that he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus enter I in name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio? 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Oh, friendship is constant in all other things save in the office and affairs of love. This is an accident of hourly proof which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
About your business, Count. The prince hath your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
But did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Alas, poor hurt foul. But that my lady Beatrice would know me, and not know me, the princess jester. Ha! It may be I go under that title because I'm married. Nay, I'm not so apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world in her, and so gives me out. Well, I will be revenged as I may.
Senor, where's the count? Did you see him?
I found him here, as melancholy as a lodge in a warren, and I told him, and I think I told him the truth, that the prince had the goodwill of his lady.
The Lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me that I was the princess jester, that I was duller than the great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such an impossible conveyances upon me that I stood like the man at the mark with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs, and if her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. And I would to God some conjure scholar her, because while she is here, a man might live as quiet in hell as in sanctuary. So it is certain, all misquiet, horror, and perturbation follow her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace commend me to any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that thou can devise to send me on. I will pluck you a hair off the great champ's beard. Do any embassage to the pygmies and rather hold 3 words conference with this harpy. Have you no employment for me?
None but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Senor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice, so therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil, Count. Civil as an orange and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true. If he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I thank it. Poor fool, keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone to the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in the corner and cry hey-ho for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace near a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace to pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of the question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star dance, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
Oh, well, there's very little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and then not ever sad then. For I have heard my daughter say that she hath often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all of her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Look, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Tom grows on crutches till love have all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is just hence a 7 night. A time too brief to have all things answer my mind.
I warrant thee, Claudio, time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' laborers, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watches.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And I know Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband that I know. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your two helps, shall work on Benedict, that in the spite of his quick wit and queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. Now, if we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I'm sick and displeasure to him, and anything comes before his affection rages evenly with mine. Tell me, how canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in it.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I'm in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to such a contaminated, staleless Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, vex Claudio, undo Hero, and kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue.
Only to spite will I endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meet hour to draw Don Pedro and Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. There shall appear such seeming truth in her disloyalty that jealousy shall be called assurance and all the preparation overthrown. In the meantime, I will so fashion a matter so that Hero will be absent.
Grow this what adverse issue it can. I will put it in practice. Be you cunning in the working this, and thy fees 1,000 ducats.
Be ye constant in the accusation, and my cunning will not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I do much wonder how one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at so many shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. and such a man as Claudio. I've known when there was no music in him but the drum and the fife, and now he would rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I've known when he would walk 10 miles afoot to see good armor, and now he'll lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose like an honest soldier and man should do, and now he's turned to orthography, and his words are a very fantastical banquet, like so many strange dishes. May I be so converted to see with these eyes? Cannot tell. I think not. I will not be but sworn love transform me to an oyster, but I will take my oath on it. Until he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. One woman is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. Another fair, yet I am well. But until all these graces come into one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich, she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Calm, or come not near me. Noble, or not I, for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of what color it please God. Here comes Prince and Monsieur Love. I shall hide.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself.
Very well, my lord.
Come, friar. We'll hear that song again.
Oh, good, my lord. A text not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once.
I pray thee, sing and let me woo no more.
Because you talk of wooing, I will sing. Note this before my notes, there's not one note of mine that's worth the noting.
Now divine air. Now his soul is ravished. Is it not strange that sheep's guts held souls out of men's bodies?
Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, one foot on sea, and one on shore, to one thing constant never, then sigh not so, and let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, no. Faith, thou singest well enough.
And if he were a dog they should have held us, they'd have hanged him.
Friar, I pray thee, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night we shall have it at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
Oh, the best I can, my lord.
Do so. Leonato, come hither. What was it you told me of today? That your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict?
What?
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
Nay, no, I neither. But 'tis most wonderful she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible?
By my troth, Lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection, it is well past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth, but counterfeit.
Faith like enough.
Oh, God, counterfeit. There never was counterfeit of passion that came so near the life of passion as she discovered.
Why, what effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
What effects of passion shows she? She will sit you down. You heard my daughter tell you how?
She did indeed.
How? How? I pray you. You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, especially against Signor Benedict.
I should think this a trick, but the white-bearded fellow speaks it.
Has she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That is her torment.
'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says.
Shall I,
Says she.
that has so often counted him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night. And there will she sit in her smock till she hath read a sheet of paper. Oh, my daughter tells us that she tore the paper into 1,000 halfpence and railed at herself that she should be so immodest as to write to one she knew would flout her.
Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience!
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. But that the ecstasy has so much overborne her that my daughter is sometimes afeard she will do a desperate outrage to herself.
It were good that Benedict knew of it.
To what end? He would make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
She's an excellent, sweet lady.
And she is exceeding wise.
In everything but in loving Benedict.
Rabbit.
My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send Beatrice to call him to dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They had the truth of this from Hero. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love from her. They say, too, that the woman should rather die than show any sign of affection. I must not seem too proud. Happy are they that have heard their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis the truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. But by my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may, by chance, have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken upon me because I've railed so long against love, but does not the appetite alter? A man might love meat in his youth, but cannot endure his age. Shall these quirks and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man of his humor? No! The world must be peopled. I said I would die a bachelor. I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes fair Beatrice now. Induced by some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am bid to send you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank thee for thy pains.
Take no more pains for those things than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
Dost thou take pleasure in these pains?
Yea, just so much as you may take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, signor. Fare you well.
Ha! Against my will, I bid thee come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice proposing with the Prince and Claudio. Whisper her ear and tell her I and Ursula walk in the orchard and our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her still into the pleached bower. There will she hide her to listen to our propose. This is thy office. Bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made that only wounds by hearsay. Now begin, for look where Beatrice like a lapwing runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
Fear not my part of the dialogue.
Then go we near her, that her ear lose nothing of the false, sweet faith that we lay for it. No, truly, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection, and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love! I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, misprizing what they look on, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love.
Sure, I think so, and therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she'd make sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backward, so turned she every man the wrong side out.
Such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Oh, she would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore, let Benedick like cover fire consume away insides, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as die with tickling.
Yet, tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man in Italy, always accepted. My dear Claudio.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in.
She's limed. I warrant you, we have caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Contempt farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band. For some say thou dost deserve, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
And I go toward Aragon.
I'll bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe me.
I'll only be bold with Benedict for his company, for from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot, he is all mirth.
Gallants, I'm not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sad.
I hope he be in love.
There's no true drop of blood in him to be truly touched with love.
If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs.
He rubs himself with civet. Can you smell him out by that?
Oh, that's as much to say, the sweet use in love.
The greatest note of it is his melancholy. Conclude, he is in love.
Nay, nay, but I know who loves him.
That I know too. I warrant one that knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions. And in despite of all dies for him.
Oh, senor, walk alongside me a while. I have studied 8 or 9 wise words to speak with you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
For my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you.
Good evening, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, yet Count Claudio may hear for what I have to say concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that, and he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter. I came hither to tell you, and circumstances shortened, for she has been too long a talking of. The lady is disloyal.
Who, Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
Go but with me tonight. There you shall see her chamber window enter, even the night before her wedding day. If you love her then, tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so.
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have heard more and seen more, proceed accordingly.
If I should see anything tonight, why I should not marry her. Tomorrow, in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will despair to know further that you are my witness. Bear it coldly but till midnight, and let the issue show itself.
My sweet, sweet hero.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, yea, or else it were a pity but they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most dishonest man to be constable?
Well, Hugh Upcake, sir, or George Seacole, for they can both write and read.
Come here, neighbor Seacole. God has blessed you with a good name. Don't like you. To be a well-favored man is the gift of fortune, eh? But to write and read comes by nature.
For which, Master Constable?
You have. Yes, I knew that would be your answer. He's just always standing right there. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How he will not stand.
Why then, take no note of him, but let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you're rid of a knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
Ooh, and dare to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets. Silence! For the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and should be enjoyed.
We would rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should have fared. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be dishonest. And for such kind of men, why, the less you meddle or make with them, the more is for your honesty.
If you know him to be a thief, shall you lay hands on him?
Oh, truly, by your office you may. But I think the most peaceable way for you to go, if you do take a thief, is to let him prove himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You have always been a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man who hath any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call the nurse and bid her still it.
Well, what if the nurse is asleep and will not hear?
Oh, then depart in peace, and let the child wake her with crying. For the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it cries will never answer a calf when he barks.
'Tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince his own person. If you meet the prince in the night, you may stay here.
Nay, by our lady, I think he cannot.
Oh, 5 shillings to 1 on it. With any man know the statue, he may stay him. Marry, not without the prince be willing, for indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
By our lady, I think it be so.
Well, masters, good night. Can there be any matter of weight chances? Call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night.
Well, masters, we hear our cards. Let us sit on the curb bench till 2 and all to be.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you keep watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being there tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
Right, Conrad? Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Mass, and my elbow did itch, and I thought there would a scab follow.
I shall owe thee an answer for that. But now, forward with thy tale.
Sit thee close, and I, like a true drunkard, will utter all to thee.
Some treason.
Know tonight that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if it were possible any villainy be so rich.
I wonder at it.
Thou art unconfirmed. Know tonight that I have wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. But I jumped the tale. I should first tell thee how the prince and Claudio and our master, planted and placed and possessed by our master, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was Hero?
2 of them did, the prince and Claudio, but the devil, our master, knew that she was Margaret, partly by his oaths, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore that he would meet her as appointed the next morning, but there, in front of the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw and send her home crying without a husband.
Turn to the prince's name, stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery in the Commonwealth.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise.
Oh, well, lady.
And bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other attire were better.
No, pray thee, good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troth, not so good, and I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
Your gown's a most rare fashion of faith. I saw the Duchess in Milan's gown that they praise so.
Oh, that exceeds, they say.
Oh, it is, but a nightgown in respect of yours. Cloth of gold and cuts, and laced with silver, skirts round underborne with a bluish tinsel. But for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think, can it be the right husband and the right wife. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Good morrow, sweet hero.
Why, how now? Do you speak in the sick tune?
I'm out of all of the tune, methinks.
Claps and delight of love. It goes without the burden. You sing it and I'll dance it.
You light a love with your heels. 'Tis almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. And by my troth, I am exceeding ill. Hey-ho.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
What means the fool, trow?
Nothing I, but God send everyone their heart's desires.
By my troth, I am sick.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There, though, cricket's toe with a thistle.
Benedictus? Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus?
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool to think that you are in love, or that you can be in love, or that you will be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
ladies, we should withdraw. The prince, the count, Don John, Senor Benedict, and all the gallants of the town are soon to arrive.
Help to dress me, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Oh, marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that concerns you nearly.
And brief, I pray you, for you see it's busy time.
Oh, marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
Goodman Burgess speaks a little off the matter, sir. His wits are not so blunt as God help I would desire they were.
Yes, I thank God that I am as honest as any man living, who is a man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous. Palabras, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Oh, it pleases your worship to say so. We are the poor duke's officers, but shoo la la, were I as tedious as a king, I could find in my heart to bestow it all over your worship.
All of thy tediousness all over me.
Oh, may we.
I would fain to know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, except in your worship's presence, had a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
Good man, sir. He will be speaking. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. Well said in faith, neighbor Burgess. Well, God is a good man. Two men ride of a horse, one must ride behind. Oh, an honest soul in faith, sir, by my troth he is, has ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike. Alas, for neighbor.
Indeed, he comes
Too short of you.
Oh, gifts that God gives. Eh?
I must leave you.
Oh, one word. Our watch have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
It shall be sufficient.
Drink some wine ere you go.
Oh, come, good neighbor. Go get you the Francis C. Cole. Bid him bring his pen and ink onto the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
Oh, we will spare for no wit, I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a confessional. But get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, friar, you come to marry.
You come, lady, to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer. None.
Standing by, friar. Father, by your leave, we with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter.
As freely son as God did give her me.
And what have I to give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid? By these exterior shows, but she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you of your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity...
No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister showed bashful sincerity and calmly love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
You seem to me as Diana in her orb, as chaste as is the bud ere it be blown. But you are more intemperate than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wise?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored to have linked my dear friend to a common stare.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
True? Oh, God!
Let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee to do so as you are my child.
Oh, God, defend me. How am I beset?
To make her answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with any just reproach?
What man was he talked with you yesternight out at your window betwixt 12 and 1?
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then, are you no maiden? Leonato, I am sorry you must hear, but upon my honor, my brother and his grieved count did see her Hear her. At that hour last night, I talked with the ruffian at her chamber window, who did indeed confess the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, my lord, they're not to be named, not to be spoke of.
Oh, now, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Signor Benedict, friar. Hero, my hero.
Fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that could be wished for.
How now, cousin hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Do you look up?
Yea, why for should she not?
Wherefore? Why does not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny that a story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not open thine eyes. Breathe thy hammered one. Why, hammered one? Why was you ever lovely in my eyes? You know she has fallen. But the wide sea hath dropped through for you to wash it clean again.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I'm so tired and wonder I know not what to say.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed. Oh, that is stronger maid which before was barred up with ribs of iron. Where the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved us so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with his tears, hence from a letter.
Hear me a little. Lady, what man is he you're accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more than any man than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O my Father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained a change of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There's a strange misprison in the princess.
The two of them have the very bent of honor. And if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice lives in it, and John the Baptist.
I know not. If they speak conclusive of these hands shall tell. They would wrong or honor the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dried this blood of mine, that they should find, awake in such a kind, will strength of limb and policy of mine to quit me of them through.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter, here the princess is left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed.
What will this do?
She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instance that she was accused, shall be pitied, lamented, and excused of every hearer. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life will sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled with such precious habit than when she lived indeed. Then he shall mourn, and wish he had not so accused her.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, I will deal in this as secretly and justly, should your body with your soul.
Being that I flow in grief, smallest twine may leave me.
'Tis well consented. Presently away. Die to live. The wedding day is but perhaps prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your cousin has been wrong.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there a way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in this world as well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not.
I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
Well, by this heart, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear, and I will make him eat it that says thou lovest not you.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest that I loved you.
Well, do so with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart, there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for you.
Kill Claudio.
Ha! Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I'm gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you let me go.
Nay, but Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare be easier friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of a villain that has slandered, dishonored, and scorned my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out at a window, a proper saying. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing.
Dost thou think in your soul that Claudio hath killed Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I will challenge him. So go comfort your cousin. I say she is dead. So farewell.
A cushion for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary and I, and my partner.
Nay, that certainly have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Borachio.
Pray write down Borachio. Yours, sirrah.
I am a gentleman, sir. My name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, it is proved already you are little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
Come you hear us here, a word in your ear. I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Don't stand aside. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name. Accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John, a villain. It is flat perjury to call a prince's brother villain.
Master Constance.
Oh, I pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats from Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
As flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by mass that it is.
What else, fellow?
The Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Villains! Thou shalt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonatos. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let them be opinioned.
Let them be in the hands of...
Doff, coxcomb!
Oh, God's my life! Where's the sexton? Let him write down Prince's officer Coxcomb. Oh, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away! You are an ass. You are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. Oh, but gentlemen, remember that I am an ass. Do I beat up and down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Bring them away. Oh, that I have been written down an ass.
I pray thee cease thy counsel. Bringing me a father, so loves his child, joy of hers overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience.
Brother, there is no such man, for
Men can comfort, and counsels be comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. The tasting it, the counsel turns to passion. Pray thee peace, I will be flesh and blood, but as no as yet philosopher, could endure the toothache patiently.
Yet be not overhung upon yourself. Let those that offend suffer too.
There, thou speaks reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me hero is belied. That shall Claudia ruin, so shall the prince, and all those that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good evening.
My lord.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? All is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander has gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Oh, in a tomb where scandal never slept, save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
Oh, my lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice face and active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustre.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so doth me? I say thou hast killed my child. If thou killst me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us in men indeed. That doesn't matter. Let him kill one first. I'll whip you from your pointing fence, young boy. Sirs, I'm a gentleman, I will. Content yourself. God knows I love my niece. She's dead. Slandered the villains. Hold your content. Scambling, out-facing, fashion-monging boys that lie and cog and flout, deprave and slander. Content yourself. Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, you...
I will not hear you.
No. Come, brother, away. I will be heard.
And shower something smart for him.
Ah, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Good day, Signor. You almost come to a part almost afraid.
We'd like to have had our two noses snapped off with two old men without teeth.
I came to seek you both.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side? As I am an honest man, he looks pale.
Shall I speak a word in your ear? You are a villain, and I jest not. I will make it good with what you dare, how you dare, and when you dare, and do me right. Or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. So farewell, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor, and for my lord. For your many courtesies I thank you, but I must discontinue your company. Your brother the bastard has fled Messina, and you have among you killed a very innocent and sweet lady. Before my lord Lackbeard here, he and I shall meet again. But until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
And most profound earnest.
And hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
Help you, sirs. Justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. And you, the accursed hypocrite, you must be looked to.
How now? Two of my brother's men bound. Baraccio one.
Hearken that after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. And then moreover, they have spoken untruths. And secondarily, they are slanders. And sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. And thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
I have deceived your very eyes, and which your great wisdoms could not discover have been brought to light by these shallow fools, who in the night overheard me confessing how your brother incensed me to slander the lady Hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in Hero's garments, how you disgraced and shamed the lady when you should have married her. She is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drunk poison whilst he uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly for the practice of it.
And he is framed upon his treachery. Upon his villainy he has fled.
Sweet Hero.
Come, bring away these plaintiffs. By this time our Saxon hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
Here, here. Comes Master Signor Leonato.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes. When I note another man like him, I may avoid him. Which is he?
If you would know you're wrong, or look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath has killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
Not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable gentlemen. A third has fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deed. It was bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaken.
No, nor I.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you, possess the people here in Messina how innocently she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang an epitaph upon her tomb and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Claudio, since you could not be my son-in-law, be you yet my nephew. My brother has a daughter, the very copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both. Give her the right you should have given her cousin. So dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then I'll expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty man shall face to face be brought to Margaret, who I believe was packed in all this wrong, hired to it by your brother.
No, by my soul she was not. Nor knew she not what she did when she spoke to me, but hath always been just and virtuous in all that I do know by her.
Moreover, sir, which be done in the black and white, that plaintiff there, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
I thank you for your care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for thy pains.
Woo, la la, God save the foundation.
Go. I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit it, eh? Come, neighbor.
Ass.
Until tomorrow, my lord.
We will not fail.
Tonight I will mourn with Hero.
Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
Oh, in so high a style, Margaret, that no man shall come over it.
To have no man come over me?
Thy wit is quick like the greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit, but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It hurt not a woman. And so I pray thee, call Beatrice. I give thee the bucklers.
Give us the swords. We have bucklers of our own.
Well, if you use them, Margaret, you must put them in a pike with a vice, for they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The God of love that sits above and knows me, how pitiful I deserve. I'm meaning singing, but in loving, Leander, the good swimmer, Troilus, the first implorer of Pander, and a book full of these quondam carpet-mongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. Why, they were never so turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I cannot show rhyme for lady, but baby, very innocent rhyme. No rhyme for scorn, but horn, a very hard rhyme. And for school, full, a babbling rhyme. Truth it is, I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor do I woo in festival terms. Fair Beatrice, wouldst thou come if I'd called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay until then.
Then is spoken, fare you well. And yet, ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is what is knowing what has passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Ah, foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened the wit right out of his hand, so forcible is thy wit. And I must tell thee plainly that either he undergoes my challenge, or I will subscribe him a coward. Now, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love?
For them all together, which maintains such a politic state of evil that it did not allow any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet, for I do suffer love. I love thee against my will, of course.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will not love that which my friend hates.
Oh, thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. How doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And you?
Very ill, too.
Well, love me, serve God, and mend. Here comes one in haste.
You must come to your uncle's. It has been proved my lady Hero hath been falsely accused. The prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go to hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy eyes, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy heart. And moreover, go with thee to thy uncle's.
Hero lies. Death, in recompense of her wrongs, gives her fame, which never dies. And so the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame.
Pardon, goddess of the night, help us to sigh and groan. Heavily, heavily, graves yawn and yield your dead till death be uttered. Heavily, heavily. Pardon, goddess of the night, help us to sigh and groan. Heavily, heavily, graves yawn and yield your dead till death be uttered. Heavily, heavily.
So are the Prince and Claudio, who so accused her upon the area you've heard debated. But it seems that Margaret was acting all this wrong, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of the question.
I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith to call young Claudio to the reckoning for it.
Daughter, retire into a chamber. When I send for you, come hither masked. The Prince and Claudio promised by this hour to visit me. Whether you know your office, you must be father to your brother's daughter and give her Count Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me up, or undo me, one of them. Oh, senor, truth it is, good senor, that your niece regards me with an eye of love.
That I, my daughter, hath lent, which is most true.
And I requite her with an eye of favor.
The sight whereof I think you had from myself, Prince and Claudio, but what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is your good will. To be ours this day, conjoined in the state of honorable marriage, in which I shall desire your help, friar.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help.
Tomorrow to this fair assembly.
Tomorrow, Prince. Tomorrow, Claudio. Prince. Claudio. We here attend. Are you yet determined to marry with my brother's daughter?
I will hold my mind.
Here's the friar ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she. And I give you her.
Why then she is mine. Sweet, let me see her face.
No, that you shall not until you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And surely as I live, I am a maid.
Hero, that is dead.
She died, my lord, whilst her slander lived.
Who is Beatrice?
Answer to that name, what is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why, no more than reason.
Well, why then, your cousin and Claudio and the prince, they've been deceived. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no. more than reason.
Why then my cousin, Margaret, and Ursula were much deceived, for they did swear that you did.
Oh, they swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Not you love me?
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin. I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon that he loves her, for here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here's another, writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
Here's our own hands against our own hearts. Come. I will have thee. But by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in consumption.
Oh, peace. I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I tell thee what, Prince. A college of wit crackers could not flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No, but since I do purpose to marry, I can say nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. Therefore, never flout at me for what I have said against it. For a man is a giddy thing, and that is my conclusion. Therefore, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but since thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have beaten thee.
Come, we are friends. Now let us have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our hearts and our wives' hills.
We'll have dancing after.
First, on my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife.
My lord, your brother John is taken in flight and brought with armed men back to Messina.
Think not on him until tomorrow. I will devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers!